Still on the 20 minutes health break, and in a few seconds time business resumes. And at the time business was suspended, the House had resolved into Committee of Supply to consider supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024, and it was the Minister of Tourism who was on the floor of the House debating, and the House was considering head 68, Minister of Tourism, and the Minister was debating.
And when business resumes at 17 hours, we expect the House to continue considering head 68, which is the Ministry of Tourism.
Shortly, business resumes, and the chairperson will be taking her seat, and members of Parliament are just settling in after the break, and shortly business resumes. For now, we'll cross over to the floor of the House for the resumption of business.
Madam Speaker.
Good afternoon. You're still watching Parliament television. Bells are ringing. It seems the quorum hasn't yet been formed. It is a requirement that 1/3 of members of Parliament must be present in the House for any business to transact. And so once the quorum is formed, we expect business of the House to resume.
And at the time business was suspended before the break, the House was considering head 68, Minister of Tourism, and the Minister was debating, and earlier on Mr. Menyani Zulu, who is a Member of Parliament, debated this motion and raised a few concerns regarding head 68, Minister of Tourism, and the Minister of Tourism, Mr. Rodin Sukumba, MP, was responding and debating. So when business resumes and once the quorum is constituted, the Minister will continue debating. And we still have quite a number of business before adjournment, and earlier on, seems like the quorum has been constituted now.
Order. When business was suspended, the House was considering the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024, and the House was considering head 68, Ministry of Tourism, and the Honorable Minister was responding to a follow-up question by the Honorable Member for Nyimba. May the Honorable Minister continue?
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Madam Chairperson, I ended by saying, yes, the Ministry will repair those vehicles which seem to require service. And yes, the Ministry will procure more vehicles, not entirely from this particular budget, but obviously with the help of the many partners that will be engaged over a period of time. Madam Chairperson, I submit.
Thank you. I put the question. The question is that 206,177,229 kwacha be approved in respect of head 68. Ministry of Tourism, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. 206,177,229 kwacha is approved in respect of head 68, Ministry of Tourism, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. We now move to head 80, the Acting Minister of Education. The Minister of Education.
Madam Chairperson, I beg to move that 561,000, 5,393,428 kwacha be approved in respect to Head 80, Ministry of Education, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The question is that 561,393,428 be approved in respect of Head 80, Ministry of Education, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. Any debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that 561,393,428 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 80, Ministry of Education, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. 561,393,428 kwacha is approved in respect of Head 80, Ministry of Education, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. We move to Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, Head 86. The Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Livestock.
Madam Chairperson, I beg to move that 390,302,325 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 86, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The question is that 390,382,325 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 86, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. Any debate? Mr. Zulu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I just want to commend government on this one. The 48 will do, but I hope this money will be raised and distributed for sustainable livestock infrastructure and management project. Since the topic is, the wording is too short, I wish, Minister, you are talking about where we need to develop, especially water points, now that areas are dried up. If this money is meant for such infrastructure to manage our stocks, I welcome it, and I wish that the money can be channeled to areas where I've got animals. In my district, we've got a lot of animals, and I don't see any such infrastructures. I wish this, you can give us 1, 2, 3, or 10 water points to, for our animals to survive, because this year, you understand that the situation is very bad. I hope it's not, I haven't been misunderstood the words. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Livestock.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, and thank you very much, Honorable Member, for that observation and proposal or comments towards issues pertaining to infrastructure. And this is where the Honorable Member, Madam Chairperson, is talking about, trying to put up water points for our livestock. And indeed, Madam Chairperson, you may wish to note that through these challenges the country is going through, a number of interventions my government has put in place to make sure that we respond to infrastructure that the Honorable Member is talking about. And indeed, this government is committed to put up these water points for our animals, especially that this country has been hit by this serious drought. And this government is committed to make sure that across the country, all our livestock are protected, proper interventions are put in place, proper infrastructure is put in place, not only provision of infrastructure in terms of water points, we are also cognizant that we need to put also measures or interventions to control diseases, because this is one area also we feel, Madam Chairperson, we need to move in as government to help the industry against the outbreak of diseases. And indeed, Eastern Province is one of the provinces that I believe that a number of measures are being put in place to make sure that disease control is controlled to protect the industry. Madam Chairperson, I submit.
Thank you. I put the question. The question is that 390,382,325 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 86, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. 390,382,325 kwacha is approved in respect of Head 86, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. We now move to Head 92, Office of the President, Central Province. Her Honor the Vice President.
His Honor.
The Acting Leader of Government Business.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Madam Chairperson, I beg to move that 2,348,233 be approved in respect of Head 92, Office of the President, Central Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The question is that 2,348,233 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 92, Office of the President, Central Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. Any debate? Mr. Kampyongo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Acting Leader of Government Business is proposing the supplementary expenditure for Head 92. And under that, we have seen there is 9001, Executive Office Management, Provincial Administration. Then there's also 9009, 31 District Commissioner's Office, where we have seen something like 469,000. Madam Speaker, we have got no problem in supporting these supplementary estimates to these offices. But our concern is the line of duty these officers that you are giving monies to, like DCs. Who, as we speak now, Madam Speaker, just as you are seeing our colleagues here, ministers today, going toward elections, by elections for the ward should be a priority for a government. These DCs, they are the ones who are acting as the campaign managers in these by-elections, using government vehicles. So we are supposed to put all this money where it is due.
Honourable Member, there is an indication for a point of order. The Honourable Mr. Chatila. Sorry.
Chairperson, thank you for giving me this opportunity to raise this serious point of order. According to our standing orders number 71. Chairperson, is the Member of Parliament for Shiwangandu, Honorable Kamshongo, in order to bring such assertions at this time around, when he has forgotten that when he was Minister of Home Affairs, when there were by-elections, under the PF, DCs were everywhere, distributing merry meal and other institutions. Madam Chairperson, I think we need to be serious to our cause as members of parliament. Where has he seen? Has he got any evidence that under the government, the UPND government, has he got evidence that he has seen any DC campaigning? Chairperson, I seek your serious ruling to such kind of baseless accusations. Chairperson, I beg to move.
Just cite the standing order, Mr. Chatila.
71.
Yeah. The Honorable Member for Shiwangad, Mr. Kampyongo, I think this is something that started way back. It started way back. I think if we want to make changes to something, let's find a way of bringing that matter so that it can be addressed. And also, we don't know, we don't have evidence to show that the DCs, they are busy campaigning now. Especially that we are here seated in the House. Do we have evidence to say that all the DCs out there, they are busy campaigning, or they are campaign managers? I'm sure the DCs have got a lot of duties that they have been assigned to do. So the Honorable Member for Shiwangandu, Mr. Kampyongo, please next time just produce evidence to the House. You've brought out something that the public is listening. Can you just bring that evidence just to justify what you are saying, to say, if I went to Shiwangandu, the DC is campaigning. If I went to this constituency, the DC is campaigning.
Madam Speaker, I wish my honorable colleague would have also come with evidence over what he was alleging, what was happening in the past. So, in the absence of that,
Mr. Kampyongo, I think I was addressing to the point of order that has been raised now about the DC campaigning. So let's try to provide evidence where we are supposed to, so that we support our debate. So without that evidence, I think let's refrain from doing so.
Madam Speaker,
you may continue
well-guided,
your question.
What I'm just saying, Madam Speaker, is this, that let's appropriate money for intended purposes. So when we give these DCs money, we are not saying they should go. They should get tempted to start participating in political campaigns. I'll put it generally. But at least here we can see that some of our colleagues are not here, even those in the front bench, using government resources. Madam Speaker, here we are here to do a responsibility of checks and balances. And when supplementary budgets like this come, and we're able to see that some of our colleagues are using the same resources we are appropriating to their portfolio functions to engage in political activities, it's not desirable. And therefore, Madam Speaker, I've been around enough, Honorable Minister, so let's see.
Mr. Kampyongo, please continue.
So, if it was happening in the past and it was wrong, it should not be right even this time around. That's how it should be. And I want to tell you that you can pretend to get those seats. We did the same, if you want to know. And still lost, we are here. So you can go and waste all your precious time as minister.
Order. Are you talking to Head 92 or you are addressing the members of parliament seated in the
Madam Speaker, I'm talking to Head 92, where we are appropriating 2,348,233 kwacha going to the provincial administration. These activities I'm talking about, Madam Speaker, are happening in these provinces where we are sending this money. And when this money goes there, we expect that it should go
to government functions. People must not deviate it. Those that are controlling officers in the provinces who are going with DCs on the ground to do political activities. So it is important as we give this money, Madam Speaker, in supplementary, in addition to the budget for this year, 2024, we are sure that it's going to be prudently used because people are starving. Those handouts you are giving them to win votes will just be for a day. When you leave and you win those words, you come back, people still remain starving. Let's be sincere and be helpful to our people. That's what we are saying, Madam Speaker. So finally, Madam Speaker, I want to just urge the acting leader of government business to make it clear that when we approve these supplementary estimates, money should be prudently utilized. There is hunger in most of our parts of the country, and people are looking to government. The social safety net programs that are meant to help our people must not be used as handouts to hoodwink and to entice people to give you those votes. It will work for now, but there will be time when those votes won't count. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
The acting leader of government business. Oh, sorry, sorry, I didn't see the member, yes.
I go ahead?
Yes, yes. You can
Thank
take
you.
one
Thank
more.
you very much, Chairperson. I'm not a lawyer, but there's a saying that he who alleges has the burden of proof. He who alleges has the burden of proof. So it is clear that our honorable member there is just alleging. And I would like to assure him and the House and the citizens of Zambia that the money that has been appropriated as given, 2.3 million kwacha, will be used prudently, and not a single penny will go to campaigns. I thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Mr. Mitchell, gone? Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, though I wanted to raise on a point of order when the Honorable Member for Shwangandu was debating, I did indicate I don't know if I can be allowed to proceed.
We have passed that. I'm sorry I didn't even see your name there.
Okay. No, next time.
Is it still
next
relevant?
time yeah, but still very relevant. I think I can proceed, Madam Speaker.
Okay, since we've already passed that debate and the acting leader of government business responded, I think we cannot go back. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. Well guided, Madam.
Okay. I put the question. The question is that 2,348,233 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 92, Office of the President, Central Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. 2,348,233 kwacha is approved in respect of Head 92, Office of the President, Central Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. We move to Head 98, Office of the President, Southern Province, the acting leader of government business.
Madam Chairperson, I beg to move that 13,038,919 be approved in respect of Head 98, Office of the President, Southern Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The question is that 13,038,919 be approved in respect of Head 98, Office of the President, Southern Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. Any debate? Mr. Fube?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my first starting point is that I'm at pains to understand whether this is a supplementary budget or realigned budget. If it's any of the two, Southern Province is one of the areas that is in an agroecological zone that is badly hit with climate change. Madam Speaker, if you peruse through the items that have been lined up, I think apart from the water resources development, the rest of the items, I don't know what meaning they will have in that particular province. Madam Speaker, what I would have expected the Minister of Finance to do is to pay particular attention to these areas that are on higher rate in terms of climate change. Madam Speaker, if you look at what was allocated there, it's about 80 million in the main budget, and the 13 million that has been added as supplementary. Madam Speaker, why I'm at pains is that the total of where we are going to get the money, which is the 17 billion, which is coming from savings declared across heads. Meaning, we have not been told which formula would be used, whether to save. We are not even sure whether the 13 million is coming in form of saving, going towards services that are going to help our people to alleviate the problems that we're having there. Madam Speaker, we have a problem as a nation, a very big problem. Economics is about sharing the resources as need arises. In this case, I know that even when we were debating on the issue of Central Province, which is also another area that is badly hit, we were told, we were given an impression by when the President came to do the policy statement in this House, that there will be budget realignment. And that budget realignment, I don't know in which form it has come, because it was supposed to respond to the adverse situation we are having in the 84 districts, though the districts keep on changing, depending on which minister stands. Today you will hear 74, the other day is 85, if it's the vice president, then the other day would be, if it's the minister for agriculture, will say 84. Now, looking at this scenario, Madam Speaker, what the people of Chulubi would have expected is that we needed to be serious, that this budget speaks to the needs, that this budget speaks to the gaps that have been caused by the climate problem that we have faced. I don't know really, you forgive me, maybe it's because I was away for 1 week. I don't know what motivated this supplementary budget, whether it's a realigned budget or a supplementary budget. Because to me, it is not answering, it's not speaking to the problems we are facing as a nation, especially this particular province that I've talked about. Animals very soon will be starving and all that, and even the money that has been allocated there is not going to answer, even when you look at what has been allocated at water resources management, which I feel that the easiest we do is boreholes. And you know, when we look at the water table has even gone down a foot, and when you look at such, it's a different issue. And let us not pretend to have solutions to answer problems when we are not even scratching a problem on the surface. Because these allocations are not going to do anything to answer the situation. I would just like to end by asking the question, where are the resources? Do we have other resources that we are going to pump into this particular province that will quell the problem that we have? Or we are depending on this 30 million supplementary that has been given there, which is even not known whether it's been taken away or a part of the savings, or or we will stick to the 8. It's confusion after confusion. So, Madam Speaker, I'm really at pains on behalf of people of Chiruvi to understand this arrangement. I submit.
The acting leader of government business. So, any comment over what you said?
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Fortunately, we on the right are not confused. We are quite confident and know exactly what we want. And these funds, Chairperson, are carryover funds from 2023, which are being used for the purpose of ensuring that we take care of the problem that is facing us today, especially in Southern Province, the drought. Very, very drastic, and the funds that are here are allocated for that purpose. So there's no confusion whatsoever. I thank you, Madam Chairperson.
I put the question. The question is that 13,038,919 be approved in respect of Head 98, Office of the President, Southern Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. 13,038,919 is approved in respect of Head 98, Office of the President, Southern Province, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. We move to Head 99, Constitutional and Statutory Expenditure. Head 99. The Honorable Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I beg to move that 14,642,140,000 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 99, Constitutional and Statutory Expenditure, as supplementary estimates of expenditure for the year 2024.
The question is that 14,642,140,000 be approved in respect of Head 99, Constitutional and Statutory Expenditure, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. Any debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that 14,642,140,000 be approved in respect of Head 99, Constitutional and Statutory Expenditure, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. 14,642,140,000 is approved in respect of Head 99, Constitutional and Statutory Expenditure, as part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024. Total appropriation of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024 is 41,916,400,133 kwacha is agreed to. The committee will report to the House that it has agreed to the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024 without amendment.
symbol of authority was not where the speaker was.
Madam Speaker, I have to report to the House that the Committee of Supply has agreed to the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024 without amendment.
Day for consideration of the report. Yes.
Now, Madam Speaker.
We had to hand over. By leave of the House, oh, sorry.
For consideration.
Is it you?
25.
Day for consideration of the report. We've done that already.
By leave of the House now, Madam Speaker.
Is it your will that leave be granted? Any objection? I see none. Leave granted. Report to be considered now. The Honorable Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the report of the committee be adopted.
The question is that the report of the committee be adopted. Any objection? I see none. Report adopted. I now appoint the Honorable Minister of Finance and National Planning, a committee of 1, to bring up the necessary supplementary appropriation bill to give effect to the resolution of the Committee of Supply. The Honorable Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Madam Speaker, I beg to present a bill entitled the Supplementary Appropriation 2024 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2024.
Thank you. Let the bill be read the first time.
The Supplementary Appropriation 2024 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2024.
Day of second reading.
Tomorrow, Madam Speaker.
Second reading of the bill to be taken tomorrow, 12th July 2024. The acting leader of government business, adjournment.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the House do now adjourn.
The question is that the House do now adjourn. Any debate? All the honorable members. The question is that the House do now adjourn. Any debate? Any objection? The question is agreed to. The House? Is now adjourned.
The House has adjourned to tomorrow at 09 hours. Before we leave, a recap of what has been considered on the floor of the House, and business resumed at 14:30.
Madam Speaker did make two announcements. In the first announcement, Madam Speaker recognized the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Matero Middle Park School in Matero District, Lusaka District, and also pupils and teachers from Luken School in Makeni Villa, Lusaka District. Madam Speaker, on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, warmly welcomed the visitors to the National Assembly.
After that announcement, Madam Speaker did render a ruling, and in that ruling, Madam Speaker, it was on a point of order raised on 26th of June 2024 by Honorable Jijin Kombo, MP, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, and this was against Mr. L. Simumba, Member of Parliament for Nakonde constituency, for making statements while debating that had no connection to the motion that was being considered on the floor of the House. And Madam Speaker did begin by giving a brief background and reminded the House what really took place on that particular day.
Madam Speaker said in his immediate response, the Honorable Second Deputy Speaker reserved his ruling in order to study the matter and studied the matter, and Madam Speaker rendered the ruling. Madam Speaker said Standing Order 139 of the National Assembly of Zambia, Standing Orders 2024, requires a member who wishes to raise a point of order to cite the Standing Order, law on privilege of members, law of procedure or practice that has been allegedly breached.
And she further said that in view of the verbatim record on Wednesday, 26th June 2024, reviews that Honorable Jijin Kombo, MP, did not cite the Standing Order, law or privilege of members, rule or procedure or practice on which his point of order was based. In this regard, the point of order did not comply with the requirements of Standing Order 139.3 and is therefore wasn't admissible.
Madam Speaker said she has on several occasions provided guidance to the House on the need to cite the relevant rule, law, privilege, practice or procedure that has been breached whenever a point of order is raised. Madam Speaker did say that once more. Madam Speaker reminded the House that to cite the relevant Standing Order, law, rule of procedure breached whenever a point of order is raised.
After that ruling that Madam Speaker rendered, the House did consider ministerial statement, and it was the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Honorable Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwane, and this ministerial statement was on the proposed ban on the use of foreign currencies for local financial transactions and the phasing out of checks. And the Minister did indicate that both matters pertaining to the draft foreign currency regulation as well as the phasing out of checks are draft proposals that are being presented to stakeholders for consultation by the Bank of Zambia at this point in time. It cannot provide any further information, but just provided the broad remarks.
The Minister went on and gave a background on draft foreign currency regulations. The Minister of Finance and National Planning highlighted the broad goals of the currency regulations, and the first one, which is to enforce the existing law and strengthen the implementation of monetary policy, which works by influencing quoting and pricing of domestic transaction in Zambian kwacha.
The other one was dollarization can be detrimental to financial stability as it gives rise to mismatches in the foreign currency assets and liabilities of financial institutions when there is a steep movement in the exchange rate. The draft foreign currency regulations are therefore also aimed at enhancing financial sector stability.
The Minister noted that these regulations are not standalone, but are part of the broader policy measures the government has implemented to reform the economy, which he outlined in his previous budgets.
So like my colleague mentioned, this ministerial statement was in two folds, and the other part was the phasing out of checks. And the minister did say broadly emphasize, they did say that phasing out of checks is one of the key initiatives being pursued under the National Payment System Vision and Strategy 2023 to 2027. This is mainly on account of the significant decline in the usage of checks over the past decades.
The minister reiterated that the Bank of Zambia has commenced stakeholder consultations to allow for wider discussion and feedback that will help in creating the necessary awareness of the intention of the regulation and to ensure that these regulations works for all.
And the Honorable Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwane, MP, assured the members of the House and the public that the discontinuation of the usage of check as a payment instrument will be done in coordinated and phased manner and in consultation with all relevant stakeholders. He did say that the government plans to take a more gradual approach with a time frame of at least 18 months. So that's the ministerial statement that the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Honorable Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwane, rendered on the floor of the House. And we did see quite a number of members of Parliament posing follow-up questions, seeking clarity from the Minister regarding the ministerial statement.
After that ministerial statement, Wrong Member of Parliament, Mr. Joel Chivuye, moved a motion urging the House to adopt the report of the Committee on National Economy, Trade and Labour Matters on the ratification of the international agreement on the Southern African Development Protocol on Industry for the third session of the 13th National Assembly, laid on the table of the House on Monday, 8th July 2024. And this motion was seconded by Lufu, Member of Parliament, Mr. Wesley Kolala. And we saw members of Parliament debating this report. When a question was put, this report was adopted.
There was a resumption of committee work to consider the supplementary estimates of expenditure, number 1 of 2024. As of yesterday, 8 heads were considered, and today there was a consideration of committee work, and some of the heads that were considered had 68 Minister of Tourism, a total amounting to 206,177,229 was approved in the respect of head 68, and as part of the estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The other head that was considered is head 80, Ministry of Education, and the total amount of 561,393,428 kwacha has been approved to be part of the supplementary estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The other head was head 86. This is Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, a total amounting to 390 million. That's 382,225 was ordered to stand as part of the estimates of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
Another head that was considered is head 92, Office of the President, Central Province, and the total amount of 2,348,233 has been agreed to.
Head 98, Office of the President, Southern Province, a total amounting to 13,038,919 was ordered to stand as part of the estimate of expenditure number 1 of 2024.
The last head that was considered is head 99, Constitutional and Statutory Expenditure, and the total amount of 14,642,140,000 has been agreed to.
And after that, we did see the chairperson making a report of the supplementary expenditure number 1 of 2024, having passed committee work without amendments, and the supplementary appropriation bill number 8 of 2024 will be taken tomorrow. So basically, that has been today's business, Matimba.
Yes, our post and so business resumes tomorrow at 09 hours. From all of us here, it's a goodbye. Keep watching Parliament Television and have a lovely evening.